Well, hey there, book lovers. Welcome to Book Snack Sat, where every Saturday we're bringing you a brand new bookish recipe inspired by your favorite books. Today we're talking all about Jaded by K.m. Robinson, aka me, and we're making a baked peach a la mode. Jaded is a story about a girl whose father started a rebellion when she was a child to bring democracy back to their country, but her father failed in his mission, and as retribution, the commander knows that he cannot hurt him, so he's going after his daughter Jade. Now Jade is forced to marry the commander's son Roan, and their goal is to bring her into their family, make the country believe that they've accepted her and all of these fences have been mended, and then they are going to kill her quietly and make it look like an accident. Now Jade knows that it's a pretty good chance that they are going to kill her, and as she walks into her wedding, she realizes what she needs to do. Make Roan Diamond fall in love with her and make it incredibly hard for him to murder her. Now this is a really great dystopian book. I absolutely love it because I wrote it, but I've been getting some really great feedback, including people calling it the YA dystopian Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I cannot wait for you guys to get your hands on it. And in the course of this book, we actually see Jade using food to kind of show Roan that she's a good cook, she's a good wife, she's a good person, she's thoughtful of other people, and she uses food a lot to really show that she is capable of being a decent human being, and kind of uses it to persuade Roan to fall in love with her a little bit. Now this is not an easy task by any means. Roan is dead set on following his father's wishes, and they are out for blood. And so today we are going to be making a baked peaches, and it's going to have granola on top and some chopped walnuts, and we're going to top it off with ice cream. It's absolutely amazing. It's super easy to make, and we're going to jump in and talk a little bit more about why this is going to work with the book, and a little bit more about the book in just a second. But first, we're going to jump in and actually go ahead and make our baked peaches. For our baked peaches, you're going to need a 1/4 cup of light brown sugar, a pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons of butter, 4 peaches, and we're going to top all that off with some honey roasted granola, chopped walnuts, and a little bit of vanilla ice cream. Now the first thing you're going to do is take your brown sugar and your salt, and you're going to mix it in a bowl together. You're going to add your butter in, and you want to make sure that this is in little pieces, so you want to cut it up really tiny, and you're going to kind of stir it together, mash it together, and it's going to look a little strange because it is not melted butter, you're working with softened butter, and you are actually going to put this inside the peaches in just a second. So once you have that done, you're going to take your peaches and you are going to cut them open, cut them in half, take the pits out, and you might want to scoop it out just a little bit. I used a spoon to just kind of scoop out what I was doing. And it gives it a nice little place to put your brown sugar mixture, and then later to put your ice cream. So you're going to take your brown sugar and put it on the inside, just like this. And you are going to just kind of fill it up a little bit. And remember, if you do not have enough for all of your peaches, my peaches happen to be really, really big, you can actually make a little bit more if that's okay. But this is to make 4 peaches out of this. So you're going to fill it up on the inside, and when you're done, you're going to take a heavy-duty aluminum foil, and you're actually going to turn your peaches upside down on that foil so that it is sitting flat side down on the bottom and your brown sugar is on the inside. You're going to wrap it up in the aluminum foil and then put it in a pan. You're going to take the pan and put it in your oven on 350 for about 15 minutes because it's going to melt all that butter and all of that amazing brown sugar on the inside. When you pull it out, we're actually going to let it cool for a few minutes, and then you are going to top it off with your ice cream and with a honey roasted granola and a little bit of chopped walnuts. Now, of course, you can do this however you want to do this. Maybe you don't like those walnuts, or maybe you want to try something else on top. Maybe instead of ice cream, you want to use a yogurt, but it's going to be customized to you, so you can kind of play with it and tweak it and do whatever you want with it. But this is the basic idea of this. I can't wait. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill all these babies up. I'll check in with you in a sec. Now, pro tip here, make sure that the peaches you work with are room temperature, so let them sit out to soften a little bit because it's easier to cut them when they are room temperature. So while we wait for those to bake, let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the book. Her father failed in his mission to take control from the commander, a defeat that has cost Jade her life. She will die as punishment. Now she belongs to the commander's son as his wife. Knowing his intent is to quietly kill her in revenge, Jade's every move is calculated to survive, until she learns her death ensures the safety of her father and her entire town. Roan doesn't want to kill Jade, but once his family isolates her from her father and community, his only choice is to go through with the plan. Jade doesn't make it easy as she tries to sway him into falling for her. Each misstep makes him question his cause. Each moment makes every decision harder, but the commander won't allow him to fail. One chooses life, one chooses death. In the midst of chaos, only one will succeed. So there you have it. That's a little bit more about Jaded, and I absolutely love this because it is a dystopian. You know, I'm a huge fan of dystopians, and it's about this girl who doesn't necessarily need people in her life to make sure that she's okay. She does not need a man, but she's okay with a man. She works really, really hard to protect the people that she loves. She takes care of her father, she takes care of her community, and she's really a very strong woman who has to go through so much that she doesn't deserve to go through. And through it all, she has integrity, she is honest about things, and she's very, very careful to make sure she's an upstanding person throughout whatever is thrown at her. So whatever the commander throws at her, whatever Roan throws at her, she handles it with grace, and she really steps up and takes on this thing that she should not have to take on, and she puts herself last to take care of everyone else. She's very strong, she's very independent, and she does some amazing things. She goes through an awful lot, and she is sassy as anything, guys. I absolutely love Jade. When I was writing, when I was editing, even as I go back and read things, I sit there and I cheer for this girl. Yes, yes, Jade, go girl, that's my girl, and I love it. And everybody has commented to me about how much they love Jade, how sassy she is, how strong she is, and how she actually handles these situations. And she's got a lot of people helping her behind the scenes. Her father's trying to save her, her boss is trying to save her. She's got a lot of her townspeople working on kind of watching what's happening. They kind of know what's going on, but don't really know what's going on, and the commander controls everything. And he oversees everything that's happening and convinces people that they are accepting her when in fact they're planning on murdering her. Now, here's one more thing I absolutely love about Jade, and that is she is a bit of a fashionista. She has two very important dresses in this story, and they tell a story within this story. I absolutely love it. She's really good about kind of shocking people in this subtle, quiet, rebellious kind of way. In fact, that's how people describe her, as quietly rebellious. So she does all these things to kind of make her point, but she still allows people to hurt her in the way that they have to make their point, to make them happy, and to leave everyone else alone. So I hope you'll take the time to check out Jaded. It's one of my favorites, and not just because I wrote it. I've been getting a ton of great feedback, and I would love to hear what you have to think about Jade, about Roan, about the commander, and about the other people in Jade's life. In fact, there's one person that comes in about 3/4 of the way through the book. We nicknamed him Smarmy because he comes on, he wasn't actually supposed to be a part of this story. He was supposed to have a couple of lines and then get off my page, and he bullied his way into the story and became a huge part of the story. And it took me years to call him by his actual name. We nicknamed him Smarmy because he's smarmy and arrogant and good looking, and he knows it. He knows it. And so I can't wait for you to meet Smarmy and Jade and Roan and all the amazing characters within Jaded. Now, I think it's time for us to check back in on our peaches. We're gonna grab our ice cream, and pro tip here, pull it out of your refrigerator and let it soften a little bit, because if it's hard, it's gonna be a little bit hard to scoop out. So let it soften for a few minutes as we're waiting for our peaches to cool. Now, please remember, these are right out of the oven. These are gonna be really, really hot, so I want you to let them cool for a few minutes before you try to take the aluminum foil off of them, because I do not want you to get burned. That would be bad. Now, remember, you can use any toppings you like. I am using vanilla ice cream, but you can use yogurt, you can use things like honey roasted granola or plain granola. You could use some chopped nuts. I am definitely using some chopped walnuts in mine, and it's gonna be amazing. In fact, I even considered drizzling just a little bit of icing on top. So get a little creative, make it your own, and then get on social media and show me what you did. Now once it comes out of the oven, go ahead and make sure your brown sugar is still intact on the inside. You may have to scrape it off and add it in, and then add on your ice cream or your yogurt, top it off with your honey roasted granola and your chopped walnuts, and enjoy. I am gonna move on because this is melting and I need to take photos of this ASAP, so I can't taste it right now, but it smells so good. I'm pretty sure that Jade could use this to beat even the commander and sway Roan over to her side. I cannot wait to try it. I'm K.m. Robinson, author of the Golden Trilogy and the Jaded Duology. I would love for you to join me at k.m.robinsonbooks.com and at k.m.robinsonbooks on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I would love to hear from you, even if you have not read my books yet. I am a big fan of making new friends, so come over, join me. It's going to be really fun. And if you have a suggestion for next week's episode of Book Snack Sat, go ahead and let me know what book you want to see us do over here for our book snacks every single week. Give your favorite author a shout out in the comments below, and go ahead and hit that share button as we share this recipe with our bookish friends so that we can make more Book Snack Saturday episodes. You guys have a fantastic day and stay inspired.